Narada, after giving his instructions to Vyasa, he leaves. Vyasa now sees the whole universe being pervaded by the energy of the Supreme Being, and the individual soul apparently getting caught, identified with the activities of the body and mind as me and mine, and thereby suffering the evil consequences and going through a lot of suffering. He says, Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paro api manute anartham tatkritam cha abhipadyate. So even though the pure being is non-different and beyond the three gunas, the jiva, that is, jiva is the conscious spark in the body, in each being. It's non-different. There is the same consciousness pervading the whole universe, and yet sammohito means due to delusion, he or she or it identifies with the gunas and thereby gets bewildered and going through suffering. And the only way to be free of it is to recognize the one truth that pervades the whole universe and be completely surrendered unto him. So knowing this as the only means, Vyasa composes Bhagavatam in order to bring that forth. It says, Anartho apashamam sakshad bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya ajanato vidvans chakre satvata samhitam. Satvata Samhita is the name for Bhagavatam. That is the work for all devotees, is what it means. Sakshad Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaje. Adhokshaja means one who is beyond all sense perceptions. And to have complete or to be fully surrendered unto that which is beyond all sense perceptions, to the Supreme Being, is Bhakti. Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaje. In order to bring forth such devotion, in order to bring forth such surrender, such unconditional love, he says here that Vyasa composed Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Satvata Samhita, that is the work for all those who are interested in having their heart flower in devotion. And by this way, he revealed the direct means of counteracting all suffering. So all suffering is rooted in the sense I am that is associated with the body, and therefore or with the mind or with any construct. So when the simple rising of I am gets identified with me and mine, that is with the body and with the mind and with all the various identifications, possessions, relations, everything, and imagines a persistent me and thereby constantly builds stories on top of stories, then through that there is suffering. The suffering is only because of all the stories that are built in the name of me. The natural expression of energy is very smooth and it goes on in its own way. It may have different ups and downs. There may be, for instance, sickness, or there may be other natural problems that come and go, but that is different from suffering. Sickness can come, sickness can go. There can be an injury and it can heal. And then in the long run, there is birth, there is death. All these are natural expressions of energy. But suffering is when story is built around all these events. That I am having this sickness, I am having this injury, or I am having this achievement and all the rest. And thereby the story that is built over time that gets crystallized, and thereby one is not able to let go and gets caught in ideas, in attachment, in possessions, and all the rest. And that is the root of suffering. And therefore, what here it says is to counteract that or to remove that, the only way, the direct way. So there many indirect ways are there. There are so many practices sitting in yogic practices, and as already Narada pointed out, they're all gradual, and they still assume and presume that there is an individual who is practicing, who is engaging in these sadhanas and so on. But the direct way is to recognize that the very individual who seems to be practicing is false. There is nobody here other than the divine energy. And when that's recognized directly, not intellectually, but through surrender. So that is why he says the direct surrender unto the Supreme Being who is beyond all the senses. Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaje. And there is this direct surrender unto the Supreme from the heart, recognizing that everything rises and falls on its own perfectly, and it is simply a post narrative that builds a story. There is just rising and falling of events happening spontaneously. So there is no connection between this moment and next moment. Everything happens spontaneously, but there is just the second thought, which is the storytelling, which says, I did this, I did that. And that story is built because of the me. And the same me then wants enlightenment or freedom or liberation, which is like trying to catch one's own shadow. So when that me is seen as false, then the whole structure of the me collapses and there is freedom. So that's the essence of Bhagavatam. That's the essence of the highest wisdom. Not by indulging the me with practices and with ideas and with time and all the rest, but to recognize that all of that is simply a story built by thought, built by me. As one listens to this work being recited, devotion and love to the Supreme Being wells up in the heart, and the devotion that dispels grief, infatuation, and fear. Bhaktir utpadyate pumsak shoka moha bhayapaha. So instantly, it's not that over time. The moment we recognize this, there is freedom. In that very recognition that there is no me, there is freedom right then and there. And there is freedom from misery, from delusion, from fear, all the rest. Whatever happens, happens spontaneously as an expression of the divine energy. There is nothing other than that. And there is freedom in that recognition right now.